What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic where art, crime and justice collide in a really controversial way. We're talking about Chicago drill music and how the very videos that make artists famous are also being used to put them behind bars. You've probably heard the hard-hitting beats and raw, unfiltered lyrics of artists like Chief Keef, G Herbo or Lil Durk. They painted a vivid, often grim picture of life on the streets of Chicago. This genre, born in the early 2010s, wasn't just music. It was a broadcast from the front lines of gang-infested neighborhoods, a digital diary of survival and conflict. But as these artists blew up online, another group started paying very close attention: law enforcement. And that's where our story really begins. The rise of drill music coincided perfectly with the explosion of social media platforms like YouTube. Suddenly, artists didn't need a record label to get their music out. They could film a video on their block, upload it, and get millions of views overnight. These videos were raw, authentic, and often featured real gang members, real guns, and lyrics that detailed real-life disputes and violence. For fans, it was an electrifying glimpse into a world they'd only heard about. For the Chicago Police Department, it was a goldmine of intelligence. They saw these videos not as artistic expression, but as confessions, threats, and evidence. Cops started creating entire units dedicated to monitoring social media, scrolling through YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, connecting the dots between online boasts and offline violence. They would analyze everything. The hand signs thrown up in a video? Those are gang affiliations, the lyrics threatening a rival? That could be motive for a shooting that happened a week later. The specific street corner where the video was filmed? That's marking territory. Police began building extensive databases, linking rappers to their alleged gang sets and using their online presence to predict and respond to conflicts. It became a new form of digital policing. An artist might drop a diss track, and within hours, police would be deployed to the rival gang's territory, anticipating retaliation. They weren't just watching music videos, they were treating them as live-wire intelligence briefs from the streets. This strategy, they argued, helped them understand the complex web of gang rivalries and even solve cases. So, how does a YouTube video actually make its way into a courtroom? It's a complex legal battleground. Prosecutors argue that these videos and lyrics are admissions of guilt, direct evidence of a crime, or proof of gang membership, which can lead to harsher sentences. They might play a music video for a jury and say, "Look, the defendant is right here, rapping about the very crime he's accused of, holding a weapon and standing with other known gang members." It can be incredibly powerful and persuasive. They treat the lyrics not as fiction or artistic storytelling, but as a literal diary entry. This approach gained significant national attention with high-profile cases, most notably the YSL RICO case in Atlanta involving Young Thug and Gunna. In that case, prosecutors used lyrics from multiple songs as overt acts in a massive racketeering conspiracy charge. They argued that the lyrics weren't just art, they were part of the criminal enterprise itself, used to promote the gang's reputation and intimidate rivals. This set a terrifying precedent for artists everywhere. But the groundwork was really laid in cases that came before it, many of them bubbling up from the Chicago drill scene. Defense attorneys, on the other hand, fire back with a First Amendment argument. They argue that rapping about a crime is not the same as committing one. Art has always explored dark themes. Are we going to arrest Johnny Cash for singing, "I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die"? Are we going to prosecute an actor for playing a mob boss? They argue that rappers, especially those from impoverished and violent backgrounds, are simply reflecting their reality. It's a form of journalism, a social commentary. Furthermore, there's the element of persona and exaggeration. Hip-hop is built on bravado, on creating a larger-than-life character. Just because a rapper claims to be a kingpin in a song doesn't make it fact. To treat these lyrics as literal confessions, they argue, is not only a violation of free speech, but also relies on racial and cultural stereotypes about hip-hop music and the young black men who create it. They see it as a lazy and biased way to secure convictions, taking artistic expression out of context to fit a narrative for the jury. This legal battle has created what many call a chilling effect on artistic freedom. Imagine being a young artist from a tough neighborhood. Your music is your only way out, your path to a better life. But now you have to constantly self-censor. You have to worry that a line you wrote, a metaphor you used, could be twisted by a prosecutor and used to send you to prison for decades. Do you tone down your lyrics and risk losing the authenticity that your fans connect with? Or do you stay true to your art and risk your freedom? Many artists now feel like they are in an impossible position. Some have started adding disclaimers to their videos, explicitly stating that the content is for entertainment purposes only and that all props are fake. Others have talked about the psychological toll it takes, the constant paranoia of being watched, not just by rivals, but by the very government that is supposed to protect their right to free expression. This isn't just about famous rappers either. Countless smaller up-and-coming artists have found their music used against them in court. It disproportionately affects young men of color, whose art form is often misunderstood and criminalized by the justice system. The debate has even reached the highest levels of government, with lawmakers in states like New York and California passing or attempting to pass rap-on-trial bills. These laws aim to make it much harder for prosecutors to use lyrics as evidence in court unless they can show a direct, concrete link to the crime in question, beyond just speculation or artistic interpretation. These legislative efforts show a growing recognition that there's a serious problem here. The core of the issue is the line between art and evidence. Where do we draw it? In the world of Chicago drill, that line has been blurred to the point of disappearing. The very things that define the genre, its rawness, its specific references, its unfiltered portrayal of street life, are what make it such a potent tool for law enforcement. One detective was famously quoted as saying that the rappers are doing our job for us. They're documenting their own conflicts, providing timelines, and identifying associates. From a purely investigative standpoint, you can see the logic. But from a civil liberties and artistic freedom standpoint, it's deeply troubling. So, what's the future for drill music and genres like it? Artists are getting smarter. They're becoming more aware of the legal risks. We might see a shift towards more abstract or fictional storytelling, or artists might find new ways to communicate their experiences without handing prosecutors a ready-made case. The legal battles will undoubtedly continue, with advocates for free speech pushing back against the use of lyrics in court. The rap-on-trial bills could be a game-changer if they become more widespread, setting a new legal standard that better protects artistic expression. But for now, the reality for many artists, especially in Chicago, is that every lyric, every video, every social media post is under a microscope. They are creating art under surveillance. It's a story about music, but it's also a story about technology, surveillance, the First Amendment, and the systemic biases within our justice system. The beat goes on, but the artists making it are forced to look over their shoulder, wondering if their next hit song could also be their indictment. It's a powerful reminder that in the digital age, the line between what's public and what's private, what's art and what's evidence, is more contested than ever before. Thank you so much for watching. This is a really complex issue, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. Do you think lyrics should be used in court? Let's have a conversation. And if you found this video insightful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. We'll see you in the next one.